Do it. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to SpeakEasy Conversations, number 28 with Aaron and Jay. I'm here with my esteemed colleague, Doug Ziegler.
Hey, how's it going, folks? Welcome to SpeakEasy Conversations.
Why is it every time I get on, immediately it says, your internet is low? It was good the rest of the day. Like, y'all like to play games like this, Doug?
No, sir. Not me.
Yeah, I won't ask you what happened on Tuesday. Anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll go. And you'll probably ask me about what's going on with this, which is Raised Grain Cold IPA, acquired
Drinking.
from my next door neighbor.
Nice.
Nice, crisp, clean finish that you would find in a lager. Very, very hoppy. Very nice, light drinking. You would probably like this one, though.
Yeah. Very good. I'm glad you're enjoying that. So what I grabbed was this Brooklyn Brewery's Fonio Rising 12-ounce Pale Ale. So they're Fonio grain in the Pale Ale style. So look how crisp the camera looks now. But anyway, I've been looking for this. I finally saw it today, so I picked it up, and I'm looking forward to giving this a go. Yes, thank you there, Jerry. So cheers. Oh, that smells lovely.
Ooh, I got something for your studio too. I got to send it to you.
Oh man, that is really crisp and lovely. Like a little hoppy, but the Fonio actually kind of helps tone down the hops a smidge. But super duper drinkable. This is really crushable. So I think did you ever see this yet, Greg? Where you are?
The Fonio one? Didn't y'all send me?
No, I sent you
not the Fonio Rising.
Yeah, so I have some beers I need to send to you. So I think tomorrow I'll be getting a package out to you because I have a Pilsner I want to send you, and I'll send you one of those too.
No.
Are you not going to complain on getting free beer?
No, I'm saying I haven't had it.
Okay.
Or even seen it. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hey, so we don't have any past guest news right now.
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. Nothing that I can think of off the top of my head. No.
And it's not like people aren't doing stuff. We just didn't catch it.
Yeah, I didn't do enough research this week because I was trying to finish this place. So I was busy. But yeah, nothing I can think of off the top of my head. Just people doing cool shit.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Yeah, it's this summer. We got friends at Fenway, friends over here, friends over there. So anyway, Doug, I guess without further ado, we got a lot of things that we have set up to talk about. So
sure do.
I would let you introduce our guests because I was gonna say they're your crew, but you have a storied history with both of them. A previous project you did with one of them for sure. And I don't know, y'all's podcast used to be one of my favorites. You remember that? I remember that. And then y'all had our other guest on that podcast, which was a fascinating episode. Damn, Doug, we should once we bring them on and start talking, if you could pull that episode up. I should have asked you before. So that we could because again, I think especially in today's political climate where people do not get along if they don't see eye to eye. In fact, they just want to start, you know, swinging. It seems like,
Yeah.
you know, it would be nice to normalize this behavior where people can have differences and be man to man about it and respect that and understand that people have different views and ways that they were brought up, so they have different visions of things from that reason.
Yeah.
But whatever, I'm all lectury, man. So
Okay.
I don't know, Doug. You know how to bring these people up, and I don't know. I was gonna let you do the introductions, but
I can do that. So both of these folks are really good friends of mine. I'm proud to say that they're friends of mine, to be honest, because they're both really excellent folks. I'm going to start with my previous podcast partner, Jay Wisniewski. We used to do a podcast for a while called Parental Advisory. We had a great time doing that. It was just kind of life got in the way, and we kind of made us kind of not have to stop that for a bit.
it happens.
But he's also a fellow dad blogger guy, like just all around superb person. So let's welcome Jay here. Jay,
hello everybody. Hello everybody.
Bringing Obama into the mix. So Jay, I'm glad you're here. But let me talk a bit about my friend here. Aaron Sockley actually was on our podcast a while back, where we actually had a whole discussion where we were talking about abortion rights and things like that, which was fascinating. Because you and I, Jay, are not Christians, and he's a Christian pastor. So it was just a really great conversation. It was lively and interesting. So and I will say that Aaron possibly has the worst palate next to Aaron Gouveia that I've ever met. So it's going to be real fun to talk food with him. So let's bring that guy up. Hello, Aaron. I put you in the realm with Aaron Gouveia for food taste. So just put that into perspective.
Someone in this group who shall remain nameless, their palate is much more varied than mine, and their tender little heart screamed for help and got it, which we are glad. And somebody's hasn't, but Lord, it's probably gonna one day. So yeah, just come at me, bring it. It's fine. I'm game for whatever.
Also, the
hello,
moniker
gents.
Of Beard Farmer Supreme is quite a nice moniker to add to your title there. All beards on
this. We get to share what we're drinking.
Oh yeah, please. Well, I had Jay on. What are you drinking, dude? Are you having anything tonight?
Yeah, I have a Amagang Rare Voss Amber Ale.
Ooh, wrong person.
Nice.
My webcam's gonna fight with it, but
yeah, you and Greg are the same in it.
Not quite as good as the aged drink that Aaron's gonna present.
Yeah. So I will say that is a very classic Omegang beer, and you're very close to Omegang now. So
finally, yeah.
Yeah. So awesome. Glad you're enjoying that. What about you, Aaron? What you slugging down? And I'm saying that very
nice. Yes, I'm on video. There's my wife sneaking behind me. So I have a Coke Zero and Jack Daniels, otherwise known as absolute shit in a can. This is terrible. My wife went on a backpacking trip and brought this back. She's like, here. It was a 4-pack. I'm like, oh, that's nice. And I cracked the can open, and it's terrible, but this is well aged. Like, it's been fridge for like 3 years. So I'm going to
cellaring a Jack Daniels and Coke.
Yes, I'm going to struggle through it and then chase it with a vitamin water XXX zero sugar. So yeah, my heart might stop before the end of the broadcast.
You still want to have diabetes?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, but you want to have more diabetes, I guess, maybe.
Yes, correct.
Ah, man. But thank you guys for popping on here. I really appreciate this. Kind of came together quick. So I was like, oh, man, it has been a while since I've talked to either of you on any sort of stream. So thanks again for popping on tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Doug, do you have anything to ask our guests before we get to the shenanigans? Or we can wait till later? flip
I have lots of things to ask, but let's get to shenanigans first because we're going to have a lot of topics to talk about that are going to be fun and some serious, but man, it's just going to be a good conversation. So why don't we get silly first?
All right, shenanigans. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to introduce you to I would say he's acquaintance. He's definitely, I wouldn't call him a friend. Unfortunately, we haven't connected in that way. But he's a acquaintance. He is one of the owners, Doug, of Harris Family Brewing in Harrisburg. Timothy White. I don't know if you're friends with him. But he has a perplexing thing that he wants y'all to, or I want y'all to contemplate, and then we'll hear him talk, and then we'll get your reaction. Gotta put that out there.
Might have to relaunch it, like it's done a couple of times like that.
All right. You see him?
Nope, still cycling. So why don't we? There we go.
There he is, right?
Yeah, we can see him.
All right.
Listen, if you catch me on the phone, it could be a business call, it could be a personal call. How y'all ending your phone calls? Like, I take 1 million business calls all day, and I mess around and be like, okay, bye-bye. Like, am I allowed to say bye-bye? How are y'all ending phone calls? Are we just hanging up? Talk to you later. Am I going to talk to you later? One love. Are people even still saying that? I don't know how to end a business phone call. We say what we got to say. Okay. Now what? How do we end phone calls? Because I've said bye-bye to the last 4 people I've taken a phone call.
I see our guest answer that first because I'm curious.
All right, Aaron, and then Jay, I guess, alphabetical order. There you go.
All right, so guilty as charged. Same. It does depend on, I guess, who I'm talking to. Like if it is for work, I think it is bye-bye. If I'm like setting up a visit, like if, for those of you who don't know, like I'm a hospice chaplain, so I hang out with dying people all day. And if I'm setting up a visit with a family member, yep, it's usually like bye-bye. I'll see you in a few, bye-bye. If it's like a good friend, like Doug, I would end a conversation like this with you. It would end with something like, I love you, ass face. And then that would be it. But yeah, usually it's just bye-bye, generic.
Bye-bye.
Guilty.
Okay.
I was wondering if bye-bye was like not a good thing to say as a hospice chaplain when you're saying getting off a phone call with someone, but apparently I'm wrong.
No, just setting it up, it's fine. Now, if it's the last time I'm going to see somebody, I'm not going to say bye-bye. But I'll tell you what I will say, in all seriousness. Now, granted, you'll hear my faith come through a little bit in this. I will tell them, the last thing I'll say is, I'll see you sooner or later. Meaning if they decide to stick around a while and I see them my next visit, I do. If not, I'll catch them on the other side. But no bye-byes at that time. That would be slightly inappropriate.
I would think. Jay, what about you, my friend?
You know, I'd never thought of it until Greg put up the clip, and now in my mind I'm going through my daily thing. And what's funny is if I'm on a work conference call, I won't do it. It'll just be like, okay, thanks, whatever, we all hang up. But thinking to like past discussions this week, I do. Like if it's an individual work call, whether it's like with leadership above me or a client, it's always that awkward thing, like, oh, thanks for taking my call, bye-bye. So, yeah, I'm guilty as well. Like it just feels like it's, I don't know, if you just cut it off and you're like, thanks for taking my call, click. Like, that seems very impersonal. I understand it's for work, but over here, bye-bye. At least we're not saying, hey, I love you.
I've done that. I've done that on work calls by accident. You're like, oh, sorry. I just for a moment thought I was talking to my wife. Sorry. I've done that a few times. That's
So, Doug, are you the bye-bye person too?
no. Actually, what I do when I'm talking on professional calls is I'll say, "Have a good day. Take care of yourself." I don't think that's one. I feel like it's a bit less impersonal than I guess. But like, I am also kind of that person that I will say that. I mean, Aaron and Greg and Jay and I have all, basically said, "Hey man, love you, man. Take care of yourself." We do that kind of thing. But personal, I think that very much depends on who I'm talking to. So if it's family, love you. If it's friends, it might be love you too. It just depends. But yeah, I kind of tend to go with have a good day is like kind of my standard. Like even if I'm yeah, if I'm checking out of a grocery store, and like for instance, I grocery shop a lot. When I do that, I will almost always say have a good day and leave, and that's my bye because I figured grocery store clerks have not a fun job at least half the time. So if I can be at least nice to them, I feel like that's a good thing. But
yeah. So, Doug, it kind of depends, actually. And I'm not no personal because personal is different. But so like if it's someone that I work with normally and it's a professional call, for example, Joel from Badger Beer Report, it's usually like talk to you later because I will. Or see, you know what I mean? Or chat soon, have a good day. Chat soon, have a good day. Is a good one, Doug.
yeah,
I like have a good day. But if it's someone like a brewer that I haven't ever talked to, it definitely gets into bye bye or I don't know. I avoid see ya. I used to be a little conscious about this. So then when I saw it, it kind of like sparked. I was like, whoa, 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 you haven't thought about this in a while. And I just thought his presentation just like made me laugh.
yeah.
Um, real quick. So I don't um so I think what Tim was talking about, I don't think he was talking about breweries at all. I think he was talking about his day job, which is I think he works for a place that helps rehab helps what do we call people who get out of jail? What do we call them?
Parolees.
Parolees, or people being what is it, reintroduced to society, or there's some other word for that too, if that makes sense. So he works with people who are coming out of prison, because he was in prison himself, and he helps them get jobs and things. So he takes calls like that, and then I think he has another job where he takes calls too, Jerry. So I think there's some brewers in there, but I think it's definitely, you know what I mean, like a myriad for him specifically. Be well, take care. Yep, 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 yep. Um, yeah. So I thought that was interesting and fun. Um, Another thing that Aaron wanted us to react to, real quick, y'all, is the was the big Ozzy concert, saying goodbye to Ozzy and Black Sabbath. And Ozzy is very old, and he had to be literally carted out on a chair. That he's so fragile at this point. Shout out to Ozzy for and Black Sabbath for um their profound impact on music today. The music when people are coming up. There's just so many people that they inspired. Black Sabbath themselves. I mean, it goes from obvious rock bands, y'all, to Kanye West and Kendrick Lamar. And so it's Black Sabbath, it was a big deal as far as having this last hurrah. I will say Black Sabbath is one of my favorite, one of my top rock bands pretty much ever, probably top 3. I mean, I grew up with Black Sabbath. Not so much the Dio Sabbath, more the Ozzy Sabbath. And I wasn't really much of an Ozzy solo person outside of the radio songs. So I like Ozzy. He's good. He's good. He's good. But there was a lot going on with this concert. So let's see here. What do we got here? So yeah, Ozzy was on his throne there, Prince of Darkness. It was a big lineup. Metallica, um, not Motley Crue. There was just a lot of people there. It was all rock. Tom Morello was the MC and the. I mean, he helped doing a lot of organizing. Obviously, Sharon Osbourne was there. And she did a lot of stuff. Obviously, or apparently, the people there had a really good time. It was an interesting forum. I'll get to everything. I'm just going to sum up. I'm just going to throw everything out there, and then we'll all at least get to talk about all this. So then, one of the poignant moments of the whole concert was the Disturbed frontman David Draymond getting booed during the farewell tour, which I thought was interesting, and I can go into that a little bit too here. And I thought there was not that. So this guy getting booed, apparently he's for lack of a better word, very what's the word I want to use, Doug? Very provocative as far as his stances, as far as Palestinians and Jewish conflict. Apparently he's on the Jewish side, and he's very I don't know, apparently he was signing bombs and doing all kinds of for lack of a better inappropriate things, or saying inappropriate things. People booed him, and he said a bunch of Jew haters were booing me. So that happened. My thing on that is no, I mean, I'm not really gonna I really don't want to touch whether he should be booed or not. I think people can speak, and people speak, and he said some things and people felt a certain way. I just thought it was interesting that there were other people that didn't get booed that should have got booed too. I'm not trying to dismiss Mr. Disturbed's thing, but Marilyn Manson is a heinous individual, and he was there. And Steven Tyler was a groomer. He was there, and everybody loved him. So I just thought it was interesting. I know that those things happened kind of further in the past, and obviously the Jewish conflict is front and center, and it's really really charged on either side. So I understood the booing. I just didn't get the selective booing. And I also want to say that a lot of people say that metalheads are just banging their head and they're not really smart people. And no, I think this shows that there's an astute level and them knowing current affairs and them having an opinion on it and expressing their opinion. So I just thought all that was just really interesting, and we had a little talk about it in our pre-production. But I don't know, Doug. I will let you go. Follow me up here about the whole tour. Your thoughts on because you're not necessarily a rock person. Thoughts on the legacy of Black Sabbath and Ozzy, and then you can get to Mr. Disturbed and any other things that jumped off on you about this big musical event, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, I mean, Ozzy is pretty much a legend. Now, Ozzy also has his issues from when he was younger, but I think he was basically stoned out of his mind for the great majority of his youth. So,
okay. Well, biting heads off of bats and stuff like that. I mean,
I would assume that was not a sober thing that he did.
Okay.
But does that excuse the behavior? No, but like,
well, I mean,
I just think. I also think just as by and large, like metal and all those kind of gets a bad rap about how they're not like metal and punk specifically are extraordinarily political. And the idea that this lead singer from Disturbed was like, don't be political in your performances. I'm like, dude, like everything's political. Everything is political, unfortunately. And you can't say don't be political when you go and you sign bombs to go bomb the shit out of Palestine.
Good try on that.
Yeah, nice try to kind of distance yourself from it. Unfortunately, you did something that people have the right to boo. And guess what? He has the right to say his opinion for sure. But like, just because you did that, you can't not expect people to critique you for it, especially if you're a public figure. Unfortunately, public figure, you're up for more scrutiny than you or I, like or Jay or Aaron. Like we're not as unfortunately, we're not as famous as those folks, but I'm not sure I'd want that, to be honest. But the idea of like being able to think you can say something, and then if somebody says, "Oh, well, you're an anti-Semite because you said it's a lot more nuanced than that. I mean, I think the word that you were looking for, Greg, in my opinion, from what I've heard, and again, I will defer to someone who probably knows way more than that, and Aaron, is the word Zionist.
Okay.
Is what gets thrown about for folks who are so pro-Israel that they're fine with what's happening with Palestine. So
okay,
that was the word that I would say. Now, I will say that, again, I am not someone who is as well-known, well-versed on all this. I just know what I've seen, what I've heard, and what I've tried to learn, but I'm not an expert. So, I just think, dude, if you're going to make that and do that sort of thing and you expect not to get booed, especially in this political climate, especially with the young people that will go there, because young folks are not down with all that stuff, you're going to get booed. And you just got to be like, okay. I feel like sitting there and just yelling back at those folks and proclaiming that you can't be political when you're doing shows is nonsense. Just nonsense. But that's my opinion.
He said that?
He said you shouldn't be political when you do concerts or whatever. Basically, he's saying like in art there should be no politics, and that's utter nonsense.
That's right. Well, that's very white of him.
Very.
I'm sorry to say that and then have to segue to Aaron, but that's what we're going to do here. Doug, any comment on my comment as far as like there are other people that deserve to be booed, like Marilyn Manson,
sure.
who's a heinous individual, who's a horrible human being, and who's gross as fuck. But go on.
Yeah. No, I think that's valid. Like Steven Tyler actually had parents sign the rights away to like a 14-year-old girl so that she could tour with him, so he could basically have sex with a minor. That's now, and they'll go, well, it was the 70s. I don't give a fuck what time period it was. That is terrible. That is awful, and that's a crime. So, yeah. And Marilyn Manson's an awful by any.
Yeah, and I'm not saying they're equal. I'm just saying like they're both heinous, and they both need to be pushed back on at some point. And I don't even know if Steven Tyler ever got pushed back on that ever. And Marilyn Manson got a little pushback, but not to the extent of
not enough
the harm that he's perpetuated and all that. So there's that. Yeah. What's up, Aaron? You were the one who suggested the subject, so we should have went to you before Doug, but whatever.
Yeah, my opinion's for shit on this.
I mean, Doug loves like yacht rock, and I don't know if he loves yacht rock or not. He's gone to some cool stuff, like some 80s artists that you've been to see. Very cool. Yeah, just first, being a metalhead, Sabbath is way up there in terms of favorite bands. And Greg, like you, I'm not a big fan of Dio era Sabbath. Definitely Ozzy Sabbath. Just the artistic standpoint. Let's just go strictly artistic stuff. We'll get to the other mess that you guys talked about in a second. I haven't seen all 10 hours of footage, but the best performance I've seen. Oh yeah, it was 10 hours. It was an all day thing, man. The best performance I've seen, and it's not even close, is Youngblood covered Changes. I'm not a fan of his music at all, but Youngblood's got pipes. That he sang the daylights out of that song. Like, he's kind of like Post Malone. Like, if you've ever heard Post Malone cover Nirvana or rock, he's a phenomenal hard rock artist. Same thing for Youngblood. Holy cow. But the stuff that they put out is just, I'm not a real fan of. It's not my thing. My daughters think I'm crazy for that. And they may think less of me for that, but that's fine. That's okay. But check that out. Youngblood covering Changes. Oh, pristine vocals. Excellent. Now, is Steven Tyler a piece of shit? Yes, he is. He just is. Bless his heart, and I mean that in the most southern way possible. He is. The dude is 77. He's older than Ozzy is. And last year, Aerosmith had to go into retirement because he had a vocal cord injury.
Mhm.
And no one knew, I don't think anybody knew he was going to perform. And he came out there and did a 4-song set. They covered Led Zeppelin's Whole Lotta Love.
Mhm.
He blew the roof off the joint. He sounded better than he has in ages.
Mm.
And just from an artistic standpoint,
Mhm.
that was phenomenal. They did a couple Aerosmith covers as well. Artistically, he was good. Personally, not so much. As far as the Man of Honor himself, he did a total of 9 songs. His 5 solo songs, for a man with rapidly advancing Parkinson's who cannot walk due to botched spinal surgery, he did well. He did well. And to hear him sing the quintessential metal ballad of the 80s, Mama, I'm Coming Home, like there wasn't a dry eye in that stadium because it just hit way different. And you could tell he was struggling to sing that song. It just meant something different. And to see his longtime guitarist Zach Wilde kind of help him through that show was really cool. Zach Wilde's one of the greatest guitar players ever, and he just helped. He took care of Ozzy on the stage. It was cool. But then when Sabbath takes the stage, I don't know how he did it. Ozzy goes into another gear, and he was very strong. He was on tune, he was in pitch, and was having the time of his life. You could tell he was really excited. So, for a last performance, was it perfect? No, these guys have like a combined age of somewhere around 350. But it was, if you go back and watch that performance, it was so good. Geezer Butler, almost 80 years old, still one of the best bass players ever. His fingers, you couldn't see them, they were flying. So yeah, that was a highlight for me. That's a performance I'll remember for the rest of my life. Now, as far as the other stuff you guys talked about, rock and metal, especially 70s and 80s, was just known as a cesspool of debauchery. Um, all the bands, the hair metal bands, just all of them just seemed to, chase everything they could, sex, drugs, rock and roll, all of it. And, a lot of them just did some pretty terrible things. So yeah, the selective booing is interesting. Now for David Draymond, I believe his parents live in Israel. He is of Jewish heritage. Can I understand why he has said the things that he has said? I can understand. Do I agree? Absolutely not. Just because I am against just, there's not even a good word for it. Just the atrocities that the state of Israel, I want to make sure that's clear, what they have done, just bombing entire cities indiscriminately. Just because we call that out does not mean we're anti-Semitic. Just like Doug said, this is very nuanced. And so for him to say the things that he said, yep, he's got the right to say them, but we've got the right to push back. And a lot of people have. So yeah, there you go. Great show. And people that need pushback on.
Jay, let's hear your take, my friend. I think you have a pretty interesting way to go with this.
Okay, we'll start on the music side. So, in a galaxy not too far away, I remember, being a huge fan of what we would say at the time was modern metal or rock. So I remember going to Ozfest which obviously Ozzy would be there, Black Sabbath would be there, but I'd be going to see people like Linkin Park and Slipknot. And what's interesting is a lot of those bands showed up to this to honor him, right? So, and to honor Black Sabbath. I'm with Aaron. I think some of the performances were phenomenal. And then I think there was a comment in chat that I was actually wondering the same thing until I've been reading recent articles, because I was like, on one hand, yeah, this is great, it's a last hurrah, but on the other, I'm like, you're wheeling out this ancient guy with Parkinson's who's doing his best. Like, he did great for what he presented, but there was more to it. I think Tom Morello put out that at the end of the day, they had raised $190 million for both Parkinson's research and then like houses and rehabilitative hospitals for children. So a lot of the bands and people who were there, Metallica, etc., didn't even take payment. It's interesting that you can have that, but also have the David Dryman thing. Because it's interesting. I think Greg mentioned that where he said, "Oh, or one of you did. Oh, we don't want politics in this music or in the show," but not necessarily political stances. Like, there's plenty of video out there through the years of him on stage, like presenting his stances, and not necessarily anything to do with Israel or Palestine, but like just general common sense stuff. Like, oh, these shows should be welcoming for everyone. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, Asian. You should be able to bring your kids to our shows, things like that. So for him to then turn it around this one time where he makes a statement or signs bombs and does whatever he does and be like, no, you can't judge me for that. It makes me think of when Doug, we had an episode in the past, separating the art from the artist. Like, there's a point where you can't do that anymore. People are allowed to voice their opinions about your opinions or your stances. Say it again for the people in the back. But yeah, so overall, I thought it was very cool because that was something like my parents, I grew up listening to their version of classic rock, and now I get sad when I'm driving in the car and my kids tell me Linkin Park is classic rock. So I'm like, at some point, are we going to be wheeling out Slipknot for a farewell tour? But overall, yeah, I think the cause was great, and they pulled off an amazing show.
I think they said Tom Morello said they raised $140 million for charity, I think, which is phenomenal. It went to three different charities. I can't remember which one it is. Oh, Doug, before I forget, is this mirrored? Is it backwards?
No, it's straightforward. We can see it.
Oh, you can see it. Okay, so I have been reading this book for months. It's dense. The print is tiny, but it is an excellent overview of the last, really the previous 100 years of colonialism in Palestine, told from the viewpoint of someone who was a major player in the role for Palestinian liberation. So, dense book. Can't read more than a couple of pages at a time because I got to process it, but it is excellent if you want more information on this struggle. So there you go.
Yeah, good suggestion. Also, I would like to point out that Aaron reads the driest history books of all time. He reads like 3,000-page books on like fucking leaders from Europe in the early 20th century. Like Winston Churchill. Here's this 3,000-page book on Winston. And I'm like, how do you not go insane reading that? But like, to each their own. I'm just saying, I'm not sure I could get through 2 pages of that. So
I mean, he reads the Bible. And I don't mean that in a negative way. There's just some people who.
And that's the Bible can be dense reading too, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah. So but while we got a small gap here, I want to say I opened up a second beer. Jay, you should be able to get this one. This is from Southern Tier. This is Peach Hefeweizen. I got it because it's a Hefeweizen, which is a low ABV. But the peach is kind of a struggle bus for me in most things because it's such a prominent flavor and scent. And this is no different as far as the smell. It smells just like peaches, like straight up peaches, millions of peaches for me. But the peaches are a little muted on the flavor, so it's drinkable. It's not great, but not bad. If that makes sense.
So is it more like natural peach flavor, or is it like they dropped peach rings into the vat? Like...
No, this is peach flavor. This isn't
okay.
peach, those candy peach rings. Is
yeah,
because
sometimes you run into that as well when breweries are doing flavors, and you're like, oh, that is not what I wanted.
Yeah, or when they use like extracts. I think Greg and I are pretty much on public record. If you put an extract into a beer, that's not going to taste great. But at least for me, that's not. Maybe I'm speaking out of turn for Greg there, but. So yeah,
when you know it's an extract, that's a bad extract.
If you can tell, that means it's bad.
Right? You know, like I'm down with the extracts if I can't tell. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there are ones that can trick you, Doug. You know what I mean? So, but for overall, sure. you're correct, my friend. Doug, we had this one, didn't we? You had this one.
Yeah, I had that. I drank all the Daniel Fisher beers already on the show, so.
Yeah, I didn't. This is a as you can see, I didn't. This is a Belgian dark, y'all, at 5.9%.
Oh, thanks.
So I didn't know that Aaron had bad. Oh, this is good. This is good.
Mm-hmm. All those beers were good from that brewery. Like it's a Peruvian brewery, so that's like really fascinating. But...
Aaron, are you still milking that Jack and Coke Zero?
Big head.
It's still terrible.
Doug, or go, Doug.
I was gonna say, I'm sure that letting it warm up is not helping it.
Oh.
It's still cold. Okay. It's still cold.
All right,
and it's always gone.
I want to clarify that cold to you as a Southerner might be different than what cold for me is as a Northerner.
True.
Yeah, true.
True. Relative.
60 degrees is cold to me.
Haha. Welcome, Stefan. I think you're here for Aaron. That's cool. Nice to have you here.
So I am now officially a member of a neo-monastic order. Neo meaning new, monastic meaning monk. I don't wear sackcloth. I haven't taken a vow of poverty or chastity. I haven't abandoned my family to run off into the desert. But it's just a group of guys.
Vow of silence either.
No, I have not, and I won't. Steph is one of my brothers in the order that I'm a part of, so I'm glad he stopped by. And I'm going to keep talking, Douglas.
That's all right. We're glad. If you weren't talking, that would make a very boring show.
Right?
Well, yeah, and well,
all right, here we go.
We got food takes. So July is National Ice Cream Month. Y'all did this one good, because obviously July is hot and ice cream is good. I mean, you could probably only hit a better month with August. So July is cool. Also, July has another holiday that we'll get to that I'm not fond of. So I could smooth this down with some ice cream. So with that being said, Doug, we have a question here. And you can only choose one of these, and the rest gets shot into the sun. So, Aaron, since you have horrible food takes, you get to start.
Gentlemen, I am a diabetic, so I can't choose a single fucking one. I have to sit there and look at it, maybe smell it. Yes, wave at it. But I can't choose one. But should I ever decide to take a risk with my life and just take a walk on the wild side, I am taking cookie dough. The rest can, like you said, be shot into the sun.
That was a diabetic waving to another one.
Oh, hey.
Hi. What's going on?
I'm not sweet today. How about you?
Yeah, it's not great. So cookie dough is a correct answer, Doug, actually. Because there are some wrong answers here, and we'll get to those in a minute. Doug, are you going to answer correctly?
Not cookie dough, that's for sure. I'm going to answer mint chocolate because mint and chocolate together is a heavenly combination. I love that.
And
That's a C- answer, but it's passing. C's getting a
Oh,
grade.
I'm going to give you the F answer. I go with butter pecan.
Yeah, Jay didn't even get it out.
yeah, but that wasn't for Jay. That was for Doug. One more time.
Go ahead, Jay. What was
Butter
your answer?
pecan. I'm a butter pecan all day long.
Okay.
The only way butter pecan is acceptable if that's in a Raekwon song. That's a bit of a deep cut, but that's.
So if I had to choose, and like Aaron, if I'm feeling spicy for a day, it'll definitely be out of this. It'll be cookies and cream. But I'm actually a vanilla guy. But it has to be. I need the beans in my vanilla.
Vanilla bean.
So, yeah, I need the beans. I need that extra little. Those beans are just excellent.
So yet again, real vanilla bean, no extract.
There you go.
What about the whole French vanilla in that combination? Are you okay with that for a vanilla ice cream?
It's all right. I'll deal with it, but I'm not. Nah, French. Y'all can have your vanilla back. Yeah. So,
Greg, you know what would make it supreme? Put some of this in it.
A Jack Daniel's Coke float. Ugh.
No,
Coke Zero float.
That would be okay. It's just
aged in vanilla barrels for 3 years.
So for this next graphic, I was literally looking up the Ice Cream Man song because remember this shit, y'all? Remember?
I do.
Yeah, y'all got a couple of favorites on here, Aaron. You got a couple of favorites from
gosh,
younger years.
Yes, okay.
There's a lot of options.
The chocolate crunch for sure. Fudge bar's not bad. Orange dreamsicle is always good. The red, white, and blue popsicle is awesome. An ice cream sandwich. The drumstick, either one. The Choco Taco. I'm basically going to eat all of that in my youth. Before my pancreas or whatever it is, spleen, whatever does it, before it decided to just quit. Yeah, I'm eating most of that. But those are my favorites.
Anything on there I couldn't force you to eat?
That you couldn't force me to eat?
Yeah, like you're just going to say no to it.
Let me see. I mean, I'm not a huge Heath fan. Jolly Ranchers aren't great. Oh, banana. Fuck that. No. Bananas and ice cream? No. Just like eggs for breakfast, Douglas, that doesn't fit. No.
Oh, man.
Yeah, basically.
I told you Aaron had the worst food takes. I'm telling you, Greg, you gave me a shit ton for 5 years on this show about how bad my food takes are.
That is wild.
You're in the presence of greatness on shit food.
That is wild.
Doug and I had a whole conversation about this morning, and it was fantastic.
That is wild work. Jay, what is going on? Oh my goodness. I
had to send you a link because it's missing the best.
Yeah, the Hulkster. Are you fucking out of your mind?
The WWF, when they were still WWF ice cream, came on the ice cream trucks. Absolute culinary perfection.
Oh my god!
Horrible.
See, what's funny is like other kids, I didn't like the other ones you show here, right? They're all very similar. The Tweety Bird, the Pink Panther, SpongeBob. We had Ninja Turtles back in the day. The gumballs sucked. They broke your teeth. But I'm with Aaron. Pretty much everything else, yeah. I mean, I'll take what I can get, whatever the ice cream man had. But yeah, I'm telling you, those WWF ones, man, it was a different era.
Right.
It was.
Yeah, it was. I didn't completely fucking hate Hulk Hogan. Oh my goodness, Doug.
Yeah, not back then.
Yeah, I loved Hulk Hogan at one point in my life. Doug,
oh my god,
what is
same.
What do you see here, Doug? And anything what do you love first, and then what couldn't I buy for you at the ice cream stand?
I absolutely loved the strawberry crunch. The chocolate crunch was very good. For some reason, I always loved the strawberry crunch one better. Why I could there was something about that I really enjoyed. Uh, the I could eat fudge bars, orange cream bar. Those were all good. Ice cream sandwiches. I've never had the premium big Mississippi mud sandwich, but that sounds awesome. Just all chocolate all the time. That sounds delicious. The things that were like the Big Dippers that were like nutty buddies, nuts. Get those things off there. I don't want that on my ice cream. Get that shit out of here. So that's not really in there, but like almost everything else, I probably would at least try. I mean, I'm with Aaron on the Jolly Ranchers. Not my favorite kind of flavor profile there.
Yeah, I'm with y'all. Pretty much everything on here. And I agree with Aaron. Like those, I was always weirded out by Tweety Bird and Pink Panther. Those ones, I don't know. It was just something about that. It was just never high on my list. I was always definitely, and I don't know. Again, I know where Doug grew up. I don't know where y'all grew up, but I grew up in the hood, y'all. So we didn't have all those options. So we had about, I don't know. We probably had half these options for sure. I don't know. We didn't have 3 bomb pops, so I think that shit's new. We just had that one in the middle, the red, white, and blue one.
Yeah, that's the only one I ever saw.
Yeah, the Jolly Rancher, and then what's that other one? I can't even see it here. Is that banana?
Yeah, banana
fudge.
No. I'm with Aaron on that. Hell to no.
Because you know that was that fake banana extract in there because that.
None of the banana, man. I eat bananas, Doug. Doug knows I go back with bananas, but not the banana flavor bullshit. A good banana sundae, of course, I can't be having that, Aaron. But that used to be fun. But yeah, I grew into those nut things, the vanilla one and the cookies and cream one. I don't remember that as an option. And those Snickers and Snickers and those Twix things, like those were around when we became adults, y'all. Like, some of this stuff is like, for our kids, it was probably like half the options that are here. But I don't know. I saw this today, y'all, and I thought it was fun after I found out about July being National Ice Cream Month. And so Jerry says that the orange cream is 2 delights in one, a popsicle and vanilla. Yeah. The orange cream is a good one. Stefan says that it's not the time to mention his appreciation for pineapple. Now, I don't have a problem with pineapple, but apparently Aaron does. So is this true, Aaron, or you don't do the pineapple?
Here we go.
I don't like it, but I'm not going to shame you for that. I'll shame you for other things. I'll save my shame for another time.
Shame me all you want. It's going to bounce off. I mean, didn't I say? Yeah. He's got Pee-wee's Playhouse, right? In the background. It's going to bounce off me and stick to you. I know you are, but what am I? Yeah. Pineapple on pizza is culinary blasphemy. And what NTX beer with jalapenos too? Holy cow. That's crazy. But to each their own, I guess. The United States of America, you have the right to be wrong. I don't know for how much longer, but you have the right to be wrong.
That sweet and the sweet and the spicy must be something, right, Jerry? Is that what the
well, that's when you have the pineapple pizza, it always comes with like ham or bacon because you have the sweet and salty kind of combo there.
Sweet and salty. Sweet and heat though. I like that. I mean, I like the idea of that. I don't know. I would probably try it, but I would never order it. So Stefan asked, do y'all still have the ice cream trucks in your neighborhood? A couple years ago, I realized I hadn't seen an ice cream truck in years. Y'all hear those sounds?
I had not seen one in years until we moved to New York. Now we got a guy who's practically out there every day.
It's a good time for it. Fucking 90 degrees every day up here in upstate New York.
Nice.
We still hear them every once in a while down here. So yeah, we see them. Oh gosh,
I live out
degrees in New York.
Yeah, I live out in the sticks. I suspect they never come out here, so I've never seen them. My kids have never experienced the ice cream machine or the ice cream truck, unfortunately. Doug, what about you?
No, all I keep thinking when you say that is the whole ice cream Eddie Murphy skit. Ice cream.
I want some ice cream.
Ice cream.
You can't
You didn't get-
afford it.
You didn't get none.
Your mom's on welfare. Yeah.
Oh my god, that shit. Now, if you watch those things now, oh my god, they are terrible. Like from the just the like just the racial and homophobic stuff is just awful. But like, goddamn, some of that stuff was so funny back then.
It was a thing for sure. It was a thing for sure.
Yeah, see, nowadays they say we've got McDonald's at home, but back when we were growing up with him, it was Mama's Burgers. I don't know if you ever saw that skit from Eddie Murphy. He used to talk about his mom and always be like, "No,
this ain't no McDonald's."
Yeah.
That whole thing. I'm doing Eddie Murphy a disservice there and how I pronounce that, but
Okay, so could I ask one before you move on from the ice cream?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So for all of you, if you have a choice and you're at an ice cream shop or parlor, are you going soft serve or hand dipped out of the ice cream buckets?
Again, if I'm gonna kill myself, like Aaron says, it's gonna be the hand dip, but I do respect the soft serve.
Okay.
We do custard out here in Wisconsin. We got those Culver things.
Oh yeah, we have those.
yeah.
Culver's is
Yeah, I am with Greg. Give me the hand scoop shit. Give me that stuff. The soft serve is fine, but like, in all honesty, if I'm going to an ice cream shop, I'm getting a milkshake. I'm not like a giant ice cream fan. So
Wrong. Soft service king.
why is every take you have terrible about food? Like everyone.
I like either. I could go either way, but if I have to, usually you get more flavor combinations with just the regular out of the drum. Soft serve, you get like three, and it's like chocolate, vanilla, and swirl. So I could go either one. Either one.
that's good. That's good. So last on the we got two more React things. We're gonna get serious here now and React. Or maybe not. So I was Doug and I so last week was America Day, as I call it, and Doug and I it was like, wasn't it like 3 months out? We were like, I messaged Doug and I'm like, I'm not doing anything on the service for McDonald's cans. Yeah.
When McDonald's
no, it isn't because the machine's always broken.
Sorry, Greg, for throwing that up there.
3 months ago, we're gonna say, Doug.
Sorry for throwing that up there. It was just funny.
Yeah. 3 months ago, Doug and I said I told Doug that I wasn't going to do anything on America Day because fuck America. Mm-hmm. And I'm an American and I got free speech. I can say that shit. And I'm going to say that shit. So then on that day, I didn't have to do the normal pre-production stuff and all that and talk to our guests and all that, which I enjoy doing it. If I didn't, I wouldn't be here right now. I enjoy it. But I didn't have to do that today. So I sat on TikTok for most of the day. And I was scrolling the lives, and I stopped on one of the lives, and it said, quote, if you celebrate July 4th, you don't like black people. And I was like, wait.
Was it Kanye West?
Let's stop here. What'd you say, Doug?
Was it Kanye West?
Was it Kanye West?
No, you remember that thing where he was with Mike Myers and he said, George,
right. So sorry. I was, I stopped and I heard what they were talking about, and I was like, wow. I didn't disagree or agree. I was just shocked that was a prompt and people were talking about that. And then I don't know. I found this little thing here. And I don't know. I think what black people are feeling is once Juneteenth became a holiday, it became really more clear about the bullshit and fuck shit that July 4th is. And, celebrating that, celebrating America, declaring that black people are 2/3 of humans, it's not really something that black people want to celebrate. And it hasn't always been that way, but now it is. And I think, again, having Juneteenth 15 days before July 4th and have it still be in our mind when July 4th rolls around, this brings up these kind of memories. So my question for y'all is, A, you celebrate Juneteenth. I'm sorry, if you celebrate July 4th, you do you not like black people because you do? Just asking. And also, as July 4th, as it has for me, has the meaning for it changed? And has the way you look at it changed as you evolved as a human? We will start with our guests because we need to keep doing that. I don't know why we talk first. We need to let our guests talk first.
Yeah,
We've
I
been
would like
7 years.
I would like Jay to talk first because Jay actually served in the armed forces.
All right. Cool. So Jay, then Aaron, then Doug.
Sorry to put you on the spot, Jay. But
I pretty much talked. So Jay, Aaron, and then Doug.
I think for me, it has been an evolution. So yes, Doug, to your point, I served. I grew up in a very right-leaning family who, you did the parades, you honored the history. But to Greg's question, I'm torn. And the reason being is I think that you can be a good human or somebody who chooses to learn from history and say, okay, I'm still going to celebrate getting away from those dirty Brits, but I acknowledge that not everybody was free. But what I'm finding, and this is me in my personal and my professional life, is there are people who will make it very clear that they're not open to that mindset. So I'll give an example. I may or may not have been on a call with somebody at work who was just like, what do you mean you have Juneteenth off? We don't celebrate that here in this state. And I'll leave it at that, So I think those people definitely could still have the mindset of, yeah, woohoo, July 4th. What was the big thing a couple of years ago? All lives matter, but no, we don't need a June 19th. We don't need to, or a Juneteenth to acknowledge it.
Why are you making everything so racial?
Exactly. And I think, it goes back not to segue back into it, but that book that Aaron showed earlier, right? If you're willing to learn the history and acknowledge that while we wanted to build a better or more perfect country or society, we did it on the backs of other people, and you choose not to acknowledge that. Your White House was not built by white men. And the same thing, when we're, as a veteran, something that hurt me recently with the administration is watching history be deleted from public libraries or the Congress. When one day you turn on the internet and the entire Army and Air Force library has deleted things about the Tuskegee Airmen, because they say, oh, that's DEI. We know they had it. We don't need to learn about it. So yeah, it's tough for me, Greg. I'll leave it at that. I think that, me personally, I don't mind if you celebrate July 4th for the right reasons, but we're in a very hostile environment when it comes to, I guess, judging who is celebrating it for the right reasons.
So, in the words of history teacher Jenny Stroud in the quintessential American masterpiece of cinema, Dazed and Confused, as the students are leaving, she says, okay, guys, one more thing. This summer, when you're being inundated with all of this American bicentennial 4th of July brouhaha, don't forget what you're celebrating, and that's the fact that a bunch of slave-owning aristocratic white males didn't want to pay their taxes. And a bunch of other stuff. Like Jay said, it's been an evolution for me. I also grew up in a conservative-leaning household, conservative-leaning church. There was a flag, American flag, in the sanctuary of our church. We said the Pledge of Allegiance, all that stuff, and I just went along with it because that's just what you did. Didn't know any better. But as I have grown, as I have learned more about all sides of history, not just the whitewash version. I have a love-hate relationship with the 4th of July and everything that goes with it. I think Frederick Douglass in his speech, what to the slave is the 4th of July. He said it best. I just pulled this up. He says, "I say it with a sad sense of the disparity between us. I am not included within the pale of glorious anniversary. Your high independence only reveals the immeasurable distance between us." That is what is not acknowledged. That is what is being pushed aside and erased. So, yeah, if someone wants to celebrate the 4th of July, okay, just know exactly what you're celebrating, not just one side of it. Acknowledge the dark underbelly of the American story, and how what we have here came to be, and how that dark underbelly has never gone away. It has simply changed forms, and the current form is insidious and ugly. All of it has been, but this is just something different. That it's just a different form that is. I don't have the right words for it.
Brazen would be the word.
There you go. I like perfect. It's very brazen. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I don't hate my country, but boy, I can't stand and am saddened by a lot of our history, and it continues to go that way. And down here where I'm at in North Carolina, for several years, there was a big, no critical race theory being taught in schools. And bless their hearts, these folks wouldn't know critical race theory if it bit them in the ass. They have no clue what that means. And as I've learned about it, I'm no expert, but as I've learned about it, it's absolutely vital to have a working knowledge of critical race theory, Black history, all of these things, so that we can have a much better and much more honest view of our nation, of its history, and what the pursuit of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness really means. There you go.
Doug, as Doug would say, amen. Where's the
ramen?
Jerry would like to add, the problem with Juneteenth becoming a national holiday, though, is that it was just a bone to throw without really dealing with American slavery and its other forms or reparations. I'll put the "and" in there. And that's an astute point. Anybody, anything else here about July 4th before we move on to another little comment? I don't know. July 4th now is doing the most un-American thing that I could possibly do. So it's, probably like eating Chinese or Mexican or, doing something like that, where usually I used to just do the American thing, of course, grilling out with burgers and, hot dogs. Now I try to do everything I can not to. I also, that's not the only holiday though. I'll do that for Christmas too. The Chinese on Christmas, or the non-traditional meal on Christmas, like tacos, or, things that like an American would never think about making, Aaron, on Christmas is what I'm trying to make, if that makes sense. Like that kind of like social rebellion or whatever. It's just fun. It's also fun when you have kids, y'all, to like show them, there's different ways to, do your own thing, or to rebel, or to show that, like, while I do have respect for people who want to enjoy, Christmas or July 4th, I'm not going to step on anybody's thing, but at the same time, I'm going, over here, I'm going to do my thing. So, that's, and I think that's as American as you can get. So I don't think I'm doing what I fucking want to do. I don't know. I got to rethink this. because the American way should be doing whatever the fuck you want without anybody, as long as you're not, bringing harm or actively harming, doing whatever y'all feel is the best way, So, of course that was like a thought provoking, they want people to come up and, engage in the live, whether it be comment or, talking. So of course those things are provocative, but at the same time, that, meme there is the truth. So, we, as, Aaron, astutely, communicated with us, just what Aaron said, actually. So, now, Doug,
can I have one point on July 4th before we move on?
Absolutely.
I view July 4th, especially in a food perspective, like I do Thanksgiving. I'm going to have the burgers because I like burgers, and I could say because I can only have burgers every so once in a while for heart reasons. And I look at Thanksgiving the same way. I'm there for the food and the family, and that's what I'm there for. I'm not celebrating a colonial takeover of the country. I get that's what that thing is. Perhaps that's naive and not really in the spirit of trying to do the right thing, but I take the holiday. I do the same thing with Christmas. It's about because I'm not religious, so I'm just going to spend time with my family and exchange gifts and cheer, however that shows. So I guess I'm just doing it more. Maybe that's not a right approach. I totally get that might not be. I think Greg doing the thing where he's ordering food. I'm going to say I haven't ordered Chinese food in 3 years, and I am so fucking jealous that you have had Chinese food because I can't have Chinese food because of the sodium, like at a thing. But I could probably have it if I just for the next 3 days before I just ate salad and oatmeal for 2 days. But yeah,
well, portions for me.
Yeah, that's true. I do that with Thai food. I actually will do Thai food where I'll get an order and I will have a third or a half, and that's my thing. But man, it's just something where to me, I just take the holidays and I'm like, I'm extracting the parts that I want out of it. And maybe that's not correct, but I feel like that's what I'm doing the best for like my family and the people that I care about.
So you're not in an American flag onesie, I assume.
No, and I'm going to say this, and some of you may disagree with me. I feel like if you have an American flag outside of your house, that's like a red flag to me in a lot of ways, because I feel like that is like the Trump flag light right now, just right now in our current environment. Maybe I'm wrong, but I am very, very looking at you with a wary eye, if that is the case, if that makes sense.
Oh, Doug.
Hey, Doug, I'll one up you on that. Down here in the South, on Memorial Day, July 4th, and I want to say Veterans Day, there are churches that will surround the perimeter of their property with dozens of flags, and not the little ones that are about a foot tall, big flags all around their church. And I automatically am like, yep, I would never go there for the exact same reason. And we actually have a Camping World down here. Their flag is so big they can't fly it at half mast. It is causing like a big hullabaloo down here because they're being fined every day and they refuse to pay it. And it's wild, the level of just twisted patriotism that's down here among businesses and some religious establishments. So you're correct. Usually a flag is a red flag.
Yeah, that's very good. I just, if you're doing that is very Republican coded. The whole I'm going to fly my flag and you're going to fine me and fuck that. I'm not paying it. Mm-hmm. That is a very Republican. I'm defying orders from the court. Mm-hmm. And from a large perspective of what we're in the middle of right now, that is very apropos. So yeah.
Which is, I'm going to take the time now to jump in here. and segue to our last React item, which is Doug wanting to talk about something on the wonderful world timeline. Or you don't want to?
No.
Okay.
No, no, I'm saying we certainly can, but we don't have to.
Do it.
I don't know. It's on the agenda. So Doug, what is going on in the timeline that you would like to talk about or to see what we think about?
Oh, man, there's a lot I could talk about. I'm going to focus on ICE, and I'm going to focus directly on them because they are, and it's not. I'm not unaware of how heavy-handed this sounds, but it sounds. When I'm talking about they're an American Gestapo, they are not identifying themselves. They might be wearing insignias. We don't know if they're accurate. They're covering their faces. They want to identify themselves, and they are not taking immigrants. They are kidnapping people and throwing them in places that nobody can find them. That is shit that Russia does. That is Vladimir Putin-esque stuff. That is Viktor Orban stuff. Like people that don't look white, that don't look like what they perceive the United States to be. That is what is going on, and it is kidnapping. It is not at all immigration reform. It's none of that. It's none of it. And we could say, well, that's not what America is. That's what America has been a long time. It just they've done it quietly before, and now they are unafraid to do it very publicly. And Tom Homan, cholesterol, do your fucking job. Motherfucker, that guy needs to go in a way. And if he survives, he should go to The Hague. And I was just following orders. That shouldn't matter. You should be brought up, because him saying today or yesterday where he was like, we are allowed as ICE agents to go up and just stop someone, detain them just by how they look. He said that publicly. What the fuck are we doing? ICE agents, and there's this article about like ICE, the morale under ICE agents is low. Well, it should be, you motherfuckers. You should be shamed and into eternity for doing what you're doing. Like, I'm not saying that people shouldn't try to come here legally, but you have to have some empathy of the folks that are coming here and they're just fleeing these fucking countries where their lives are in danger or they're impoverished and they just have no ability to do anything. So they're like, I'll go to America and figure it out. Well, like, we should be welcoming those people. Those people want to make a better life. The ICE stuff just makes me out of all the shit this administration is doing, nothing makes me angry than ICE. Nothing. So that is my soapbox moment. So I apologize, because those people can fly off into the sun. Ding. Sorry. I'll Aaron and Jay, whoever wants to talk, I don't care.
So, yeah. I don't use social media a whole lot anymore. But when the second Trump term started, I started posting like one verse from the Bible or a group of verses that go together every single day and numbering them. One for every day of the 1,461 days that are in a presidential term. And to talk to conservative evangelicals, you would have no clue that cover to cover, the Bible, even though it's many different voices from many different perspectives, cover to cover is take care of the foreigner among you. Take care of the foreigner among you. Oh, guess what? Take care of the foreigner among you. Oh, wait, you're being judged by God. Another nation's coming in and is ransacking you and besieging your capital. Why is that? Oh, you didn't take care of the foreigner. And so it's over and over and over again. My faith teaches me to take care of the foreigner, of the immigrant. And it is something that my tribe is most of the conservatives in my tribe are completely fucking up and ignoring. And like Doug, it angers me tremendously, tremendously, because it is just a blatant ignoring of the humanity of people. And even from a faith perspective, a majority of these people that are being kidnapped and who are being taken to places we have no clue where they are people of faith. And so conservative evangelicals, guess what? You are for deporting people who are supposed to be your own spiritual family. You don't give a fuck. That angers the shit out of me. And so, yeah, Doug, I'm coming at it from a slightly different perspective, but I'm right there with you. What is happening now? Yeah, this is Gestapo bullcrap. And it's horrible and horrifying because they're not just going to stop here. If allowed to continue, if allowed to continue, they will find other folks, and those folks will be the people that disagree with them. So, yeah, that's all I got to say about that because it pisses me off.
It makes me so fucking angry that I'm not sure I'm talking coherently when I think about it. So,
same.
Yeah, Jay, your thoughts?
They run deep. Sorry if the dog hops in here.
We always welcome pups and cats.
I don't know. I feel like we're very much, and I know we've been there generationally multiple times, but especially right now in this version of the United States, it's so pick and choose, good for thee, but not for me, right? So, like I had commented, if you are a member of some sort of federal or state government agency, why do you need to cover your face if you're doing the right thing, right? Like, you're not in witness protection. You're going to work. You're doing a job. To your point, Doug, yes, there are legal ways to immigrate, but why are we rushing schools during pickup, churches,
baseball games,
or farms, in taking people who many of who are in the process of trying to do it the right way, right? Or they come up with some stupid thing. Oh, he smoked a blunt 27 years ago and went to jail, but he's been perfect since. But because of that, he's getting deported. This one's always been near and dear to me, even when I was leaning towards my family's beliefs. I had a really good friend since middle school, junior high, named Jose, and I didn't know until we were older. So like I grew up with him down near Tampa, Florida. He ended up being like the valedictorian of our high school class. We worked on a project like for NASA that we won an award for, like super smart, intelligent guy. And years later, like once I was out of the Army, come to find out, I see that like he had a case that went up to the Supreme Court. Why? His parents never told him that he was undocumented. They came here. He was born here. They didn't do the right things. The schools at the time, nobody cared. They're like, yeah, whatever, he can go to school.
More people.
He went all the way through law school, and then the Republicans in Florida were like, no, he can't practice. And the Supreme Court was like, you can, right? But now we're in this. I found out recently he had to self-deport because he's still in the process of going through with all the shit they want him to go through. But that's what I mean. Like, why do you need a mask? And as somebody who served in the military, I get it. Bravo 6 going dark. You want to look like a badass. It's the same people who appropriate the Punisher. Like 99% of people who have the Punisher logo on their car or say the Punisher would support law enforcement. The fuck he would. Go read the source material. Like, it just drives me insane because, again, what's best for thee is not for me. Like, oh, you can wear your mask when you're mass infiltrating and deporting, But when we asked you to put on a paper mask so people might not get sick during a pandemic, we were infringing on your rights. It's just so
Ding.
many, so many levels of which you can deep dive into it. And I'll just say, as an American, as a veteran, I am not in agreement with any of the shit going on right now.
Cheers to that. Yeah, there's some things to talk about with the comments because we got some really good ones. So.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even a faithful person. And listen, I can get down with stuff in the Bible and Jesus talking about, hey, let's take care of each other. And Patton Oswalt does a whole skit about like we had people like this, and then like said, yeah, well, this guy came along and he was like, hey, let's just take care of each other and be nice to each other. And they're like, what did we do to him? And they're like, nail that motherfucker to a cross. And that's like, and it's just like people like that, Martin Luther King Jr., like all these people who are talking about just coming together and working together and being good to each other. And not just, and I'm going to say this as an outsider, but like the idea of like someone of faith being like, I'm totally supporting of just taking these people and throwing them in gulags. And the only time that changes is when it affects them. That's the shit that makes me really angry. Don't sit there and say you were fine with this because it affected everybody else and it affects you. And now you're like, well, shit. Yeah, we have told you, Trump told you, all those people told you, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this. And they're like, yeah, own the libs. And that's the thing is I feel like most of those folks are just doing it to quote unquote own the libs, not realizing what they were truly voting for. And
I think it's, sorry to interrupt, it's taking ownership and it's revisionist history, right? Something I've always gone back to. So I used to go to church. I have nothing against the church. It's just where I am. I don't hold the same beliefs. I think there are great things to be learned from the Bible as literature. I do believe that Jesus was a real person. But that's another thing that comes up to me, right? Like the recent stuff in New York City, where even Trump spoke up. Oh, how quickly we forgot 9/11 because a man with brown skin might be the next mayor. And because he's not a Christian, right? And then you have the same people reposting this who have a picture of Jesus on their profile, but not trying to disturb and ruffle any feathers here. Jesus most likely did not look like the white man we portrayed him to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then even with the thing going on with Palestine and Israel, Jews are not technically white. But because we side with things and do revisionist history, like one side is good, the other brown guy is bad, it's mind fuckery. I don't understand. Like sometimes I don't understand how common sense fails so many people.
Well, there's also the thing with Israel where a lot of the fatalist Christians are like, well, that's where Jesus is coming back, so we need to hold the Holy Land. Yeah. And we don't actually really care about Jewish people. We want to make sure that it's ready for when Jesus comes back. And Aaron, I'm stepping on your space there, but before we go into all that,
I did too.
Shit,
I did.
I just want to say I did have a third beer, so I'm going to interrupt.
Hold on. While we're on Jesus, I wanted to say I love to say, Doug, I literally have zero issues with Jesus. It's his followers, many of them I have a problem with. So there's that.
Cheers.
What's your third one, Doug? And then Aaron has a whole bunch to say. We got to get to him.
I'll let an order. So I got from this is from where the hell is this from? Menagerie Beer, Aspire Brewing. This is the Bare Necessities Coffee Stout. So I just love the label. The label's really cool.
The label art is fucking amazing.
Yeah. So very good coffee stout. Very heavy on the coffee. Really delicious. So yeah, that one is 8%. So that's a bit heavier on the end tail. So there.
Oh. Aaron?
The floor is yours, my friend.
You're not going to get any disagreements from me here on anything you guys have said. Just as an insider, God, just imagine how fucking embarrassing it is that your team, your tribe, is just a bunch of. They're just so ignorant And now very few can just say, "Oh, I didn't know." No, they're willfully ignorant. They have chosen consciously to follow this ideology, to follow these people, to follow uh, Donald Trump in particular. And I'm not going to get deep into this; it just came to mind. But one of the overarching themes of Scripture is the idea of Babylon, and Babylon is symbolic for any human government, an empire. And what do empires do? They oppress, they dominate, they conquer, they exploit, um, they go for wealth. And the whole
Sounds like America.
Right? Exactly. Thank you. That's exactly what we are. And so, Babylon it's a concept that is timeless. And it's something that people in my tribe should be conscious of and looking at and saying, oh, yeah, we live in a version of Babylon that is exploiting people. And yet, instead of being countercultural to that, they're joining it. It's like I heard somebody say one time that mixing faith and empire or mixing faith in Babylon is like mixing ice cream and cow shit. You're not going to hurt the cow shit at all, but it's going to ruin the ice cream. I'll leave you to guess which is which. And so
great.
That is not original with me. I wish it was. I think the late Tony Campolo, Doug, you would have liked him. He's the one that came up with that. But that's what I'm seeing my tribe doing, is that they are bowing to the altar of Babylon, and they're mixing it with their faith, and it is just wrecking their faith. And because of that, they are dehumanizing the very people that Jesus himself was. They'd see Jesus now and they'd want him deported first thing. There are pastors now who are having their own members come to them and say, where are you getting these woke talking points? And they're like, the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus himself. So,
and Jesus is woke.
The wokest. You can hear it in my voice. It is extremely frustrating for me, and it's embarrassing. The only reason that I stick with it is because I am just completely enraptured with that first century Jewish rabbi from Palestine. So, like one of you said, and I think it was Gandhi who said it too, it's not Jesus I've got a problem with, it's his followers. So, There you go.
Can I also make a point, Greg, before you go, just about Aaron? Is Aaron doesn't just talk the talk; he walks the walk. He does is it a soup kitchen or a food pantry where people come in, they get fed. Doesn't require them to stick for a sermon. Doesn't require any of that shit. Come in, get fed, get taken care of. That is unusual in our current Christian environment for the most part, at least from my experience and what I know. And that makes all the difference. Like he's doing, make sure people are taken care of. And listen, Aaron, I admire the fuck out of you. I love you. I think you're a great person. I'm really proud to know that you're a friend of mine and that we can talk about stuff, even though I am not a person of faith and you are. But that doesn't get in the way of things. Like we have a lot of common ground on a lot of things.
Absolutely. Just be nice. Just be nice. So I appreciate it, Doug. That love goes both ways, brother.
Yeah. All right, Greg, sorry for the interruption there.
Well, look, we wrapped it up and everybody loves each other. It's so great. Now we'll play the sexy music. Oh, Doug. It's Aaron's turn. Aaron, what are you watching? You're watching some TV relics, but I think it's great because as I was telling the youngins, you live in a wonderful time for media where you can just go back into history and see like classic shows and binge watch, you could watch all of the Sopranos or the Shield or you know what I mean, Game of Thrones. I mean, anything. Lost. Jay had a little reference to in our chat. Like, you can go back and see all of them in like 2 weeks of summer. You can be done with, I can just go down the list. It's just a great thing. So, when you gave us your list this time, you may have thought some way about that because you're like, man, I'm looking at these old shows, but I was like, no, this is what media is today. This is what it is. It's about sometimes going back to see, man, I was so young when I saw The Sopranos. I need to go back and see it and see if it aged well. I love having that conversation. This aged well, and Doug was talking about Eddie Murphy before. For Rush Hour, y'all remember that movie with Chris Tucker and I think it's on
Jackie
Disney,
Chan.
but Disney gives a I'm sorry, Doug, I didn't hear you, but Disney gives a warning now that says that there's many inappropriate things in here. It was a different time. So Aaron, with that big pump up here, it's time to talk about House. I remember this show. It's an older show. As far as the Rotten Tomatoes score goes, everybody likes it who watches it. What's going on with it, and why are what made you go back to House, and tell us about it.
So I watched it in real time when it was on TV during the final stages of when TV shows had like 24 episodes, and then House of Cards came along and completely shattered the mold. So now anything more than 10 episodes and we can't handle it anymore. So I actually own the entire series. I've watched through it, like I said, in real time, watched through it a second time, and then I started it again. Oh my gosh, it was forever ago. I'm talking like at least half a decade, maybe more. And it's like I want to go back through and watch it again. And so I have slowly plodded through 7 seasons. Finally finished season 7 last week. I would watch half a season in a week and then go 6 months and not watch anything. So it's taking me an embarrassingly long time. But now I'm into season 8, which that's why the scores aren't any higher. Season 8 just kind of fell flat. The early episodes are decent, but what I like about the show is that, the main character, Dr. House, is a very broken man who is genius. And what's interesting about the show is they never go into why he is so broken. Yes, he's got a leg that's destroyed. Yes, he had he didn't have a great relationship with his parents, but they don't go in deep with it. He's just a broken guy who hates people, and the only thing he cares about is his brain being able to solve that mystery. And Vicodin. He loves Vicodin. But he makes a mess of every relationship, friendship he's got. So I'm hoping to be done with the entire series before we go on vacation at the end of the month. But yeah, I think it holds up. It holds up well. Jay, it's sarcoidosis. They always say it's sarcoidosis, and guess what? It never is. It's never sarcoidosis, ever. But yeah, great show. Worth going back and watching again.
All right, and introducing your next one. It's another classic and another one that's not current, and it's one that a lot of people are talking about, even though it's an extinct or a done show or a retired show, whatever you want to call it. And I know Doug has seen this one. And I think many of you seen it, and y'all say I've never seen it, but y'all keep saying that it's very appropriate at the times, which is this one.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on with
yes. So same thing. Kind of watched it maybe like a year behind. It's a little bit of an uneven show. I want to say seasons like 3 and 4 kind of drag a little bit, but 5 and and then the finale season are phenomenal. It is very, very current. Margaret Atwood, I want to say, I don't know if she said this or not. I might have dreamed this, but like she wasn't writing a prescription for the future. But just a lot of the things that are in this show, and a lot of people have said it's very hard to watch, and it is. It really is. It is a hard watch. But it ends very, very well. It ends with hope. It ends with justice. So hard watch. And I think that's why like the critics love it. The viewers are split.
Right.
And sometimes when you
No, I was saying right. I was. It's great that you're answering the question. That was my follow up, which was, why do you suspect it's 56 and 84 like that?
Yeah, because some people, it's like they can't watch it, and usually, this is just me. When the critics love something, but the audiences are split pretty even, you've usually got a masterpiece on your hands. I'm not going to say The Handmaid's Tale is a masterpiece, but it's really, really good. And there's already a follow up coming called The Testaments, which is Margaret Atwood wrote a sequel to it, and it follows Aunt Lydia, played by the remarkable actress Ann Dowd. She's actually like a double agent. She's working for the United States as a mole within Gilead, but that has yet to come out. But yeah, phenomenal show.
All right, yeah. And I think you have one more, right?
I think so.
I think so too. Okay. That reaction is fun.
The show is so much fun. Oh my gosh. So, most of us know Danny McBride, Walton Goggins from The Righteous Gemstones. This show precedes that one. Some folks know Danny McBride from Eastbound and Down, which I haven't seen, but it's in my queue. I am so glad that
also
Walton
Pineapple
Goggins.
Express.
What's that?
Danny McBride's also in Pineapple Express. I think that's where a lot of folks might know him too.
True. Yes. And I think he wrote. He had a hand in writing the new Halloween trilogy.
Wow.
He and is it? Oh, what's his name? David Gordon Green.
David Gordon Levitt.
No.
Jason Gordon Levitt, I suppose.
No, it's Gordon Green. I can't remember his first name. Oh my gosh, if I hadn't have talked about it, I could remember it. Anyway, that director also directs a lot of the episodes for this. Anyway, it's these two vice principals. The principal of their school has to retire, and it's a cameo by Bill Murray at his deadpan best. And they think one of them is going to get hired, and they don't. They bring in someone from the outside. So these two guys who can't stand each other team up and successfully get the new principal to quit. And then they become co-principals. That's all I'll say. The humor is just biting. It is sarcastic. It's vicious at points, but it is hilarious. And Walton Goggins, I am so glad that he is getting his glory day in the hot sun, because he deserves every bit of flowers that people give him. He is so funny in this show. Some of the lines he delivers are just insane, and they are wild. So it's only 2 seasons, 10 episodes, half hour a piece, so you can get through it pretty quickly. But holy cow, it's funny, well worth a watch.
Excellent, excellent. Hey Jay, you're up next, and do you have any comments on any of Aaron's selections before we get to yours?
Yeah. What's funny is I've recently started revisiting House. Same thing. I've watched it all the way through in the past, but it's been a nice one to throw on when I just want something up on the TV in the background that I'm kind of familiar with. So solid pick there. I agree. Haven't watched Vice Principals, but Handmaid's Tale is must watch, must see television. I know it's hard, it's difficult topics, and sometimes people have issues getting through it, but I think it is definitely a must watch show. There's a reason that people are protesting our current situation in Handmaid's garb. I'll leave it at that.
Yep.
All right, all right. The one that you picked, or the one that you're watching, is I've never seen it, but it looks interesting as fuck.
Yeah, came across this again, just kind of looking for something new, and I recognized obviously the actor who plays Boyd here that you're seeing in the
Harold
image.
Perrineau.
Yep, Harold Perrineau. He is actually from the original Lost series, and then I come to find out the executive producer, the director, and a whole bunch of the writers on this also came over from Lost. I'd say it's a lot, not a lot, a little more horror based than Lost was, like to the extent where some of the scenes you're going to make the smoke monster blush if you guys watch Lost. But yeah, the cast all around is fantastic. If you liked the kind of suspense in writing that was in Lost, this really picks up on it and I would say takes it to. There's a reason it's on MGM Plus, right? It's not on network television. It definitely has a little more gore to it, but so far I think I've made it to season 3. There's going to be a 4th season that they're putting out. So yeah, if you get an opportunity to watch it and that was a series that you liked, highly recommend it. I only have good things to say about it.
Yeah, 96 and 80. That's pretty damn good. And you also have another one. I couldn't find the graphics for it, but you have one that you know that you said that's coming out. You're ready to go on that binge.
Now you're gonna give me my blank.
Dexter's.
Oh yeah, yep, yes, another Dexter reboot. Dexter Resurrection dropped last night. I believe it's on what, like or Showtime and Paramount Plus, however they do that subscription now. I've been a big fan of Dexter through the years, especially even reading the books. First series I was really a fan of. There's been some fall off in between. They kind of did one recently that goes back to when he was a teenager and really shows you like how he ended up being the person he is. That one flowed really well. But my understanding from this, and I'm going to watch the first episode tonight, they brought back a lot of regulars from the initial season, right? It's like 17 years later, people thought he was dead. They still don't know that he's the Bay Harbor Butcher or a serial killer. Now people are starting to put this together, all while he's now in New York instead of Miami. And I'm hearing there's big names out there. Uma Thurman's in there, that potentially being another serial killer. So yeah, just something I'm excited for.
That's cool. That's cool. So I'll comment on these. House. I've heard good things. Never seen it. I've heard good things. It's on my list, but it's low. Yeah, I don't know. I go back and forth with tough ones like this one. So Walter Scroggins, is that his name? Walton Goggins. Yeah,
Goggins.
Goggins. Yeah, the white dude in the back. I know him from The Shield, which was excellent. He was excellent back then. And I don't know, he's still being excellent apparently. This one here, I'd never heard of until Jay mentioned it. 96 and 80 is impressive though. And I know that guy there. I don't know his name, but I know that guy. He's one of those actors that like everybody know. I feel that like maybe I feel like people are like me where I don't know his name, but I know he's been in a gazillion things and I've seen him and I respect for him. I just haven't made that connection. But that looks pretty good. MGM. I'll check that out. So 2 days ago, or yesterday, I went to see this spectacle. Superman, or as my son calls it, Super Peak, because he was so excited about seeing it. And peak is what the young kids say, Aaron. That means good. Um, Actually, there's another young kid thing, Doug, that I want to talk about, and it's just not time for it. If y'all remind me, I'll bring it up. But it's just another wild thing. But anyway, Super Peak or Superman. Was excellent. No spoilers. I thought it was excellent movie. The thing that I think is funny is, and maybe y'all have seen the discourse about how Superman's an immigrant or something. I guess the director James Gunn said something about he's an immigrant or something, and people lost their fucking minds. One of them was that fucking kook who played Superman. What's his name?
Dean Cain.
Yeah, that fucking idiot. Said, jumped in a fray and was like, this is going to dampen box office because people think it's woke or something. He said something idiotic. There's not.
Who gives a fuck what Dean Cain thinks? Fuck him.
Again, well, he was a Superman, so people are somehow giving him like credit because he actually, I don't know, it's weird. Anyway, people are weird, but like Jay says, clearly none of y'all motherfuckers, well, Jay didn't say motherfuckers, I did. None of y'all motherfuckers read the source material here either.
Correct.
Because Superman is as woke as it gets, just like y'all's Jesus, just like Superman was woke as shit. Superman is empathy. That's his whole thing. And that's what y'all lack overall, generally. Especially the ones screaming about Superman now. On top of being, I'm not going to call names. I'll just stop there. Superman's a good movie. If y'all like superhero movies, I suggest you see it. And that's that. That was a good time. Now, going from a really, really good cinema, in my opinion, very well done, to a complete fucking train wreck of a show. Big Brother started yesterday. And I watched this garbage, and I admit that I watch this garbage every summer. It's just mindless shit that I could have on, especially when I'm doing things. Like Jay said, like I think Jay said that he's seen House before, so that he could just put it on and, you know what I mean, just like, just have it go by. This is kind of it. It's a little spicy. It's totally goofy, and the funny thing is, no Rotten Tomato meter on this one because there's no Rotten Tomato meter for it. Interesting, which I thought was interesting. I wanted to post it because I thought it was just going to be like 12 and 20 or something as it deserves. And I get there and I'm like, my God, you ruined it. I was expecting some horrible real world. So real world and road rules. Okay. That's the challenge, which is I watch now too. So that's another garbage one. Challenge greater than Big Brother, but they're still all garbage. And I literally watch Big Brother and I roll my eyes get so tired from me rolling my eyes about how fucking stupid it is. But I still watch it. It's like one of these things. It's just like I can't look away from this train wreck. So yeah, so Doug, I know you can look away from this train wreck. What are you watching? But would you like, before you tell us what you're watching, would you like to comment on anything else that anybody presented before you?
Two things. I've seen the first season of From, which is really great because I had a trial for MGM. That is really great. The first season is super interesting, like just really well done. I haven't watched any seasons after that. So if Jay says it's good, great. Like I said, the first season was great. I really enjoyed that. The other one I'll talk about is The Handmaid's Tale. Would you like to know a really weird fact about that? Margaret Atwood wrote that using the religion that a Supreme Court justice is part of as the backdrop for it. Amy Coney Barrett is part of the religious sect of Christianity that she based The Handmaid's Tale on. So there's that with the SCOTUS.
The awkward silence on this stream was a first out of 5 years or something. That was yeah, Doug. So what are you watching, buddy?
All right. So what I am watching, I just finished it today, and I'm going to tell you this. Oh boy, as a parent, was a hard watch. So basically, this 13-year-old kid is arrested for murdering her schoolmate. The first 3 episodes are like going through this kid and how he's trying to navigate all this. In Britain, you can nominate a person to be your representative, and you can also have a lawyer. So he nominates his dad, who is played by this guy, and I cannot remember his name. He's been in Snatch and a bunch of other movies. Like, he's just a really good actor. It's like a suburb of London that they're in. And he sees the tape of what happened, and he realizes his son did it. But the first 3 episodes are him trying to navigate, like, okay, well, I saw my son did it. Maybe we can get him out. And then the 3rd episode is the kid just really clearly being unhinged. And then the last episode, as a parent, especially if you're a parent of sons, it's a whole diatribe on incel culture and how this 13-year-old got wrapped up in it. And the parents are like, how could we, like, it's just like this whole thing where, like, the parents are like, how could we have prevented this? He just went in his room. All these kids do this. How do, like, it is an hour of just all the fucking worries you have as a parent, especially of a young son who's just strolling into adolescence. And just, like, it made me fucking cry, like, really cry the last episode. Like, I was just like, my wife is at a book club meeting, and I text her. I'm like, I am crying watching this last episode because this is fucking me up. So it is a really good watch. It's 4 episodes. That's all it is. If you can handle just some really heavy shit, and I am a person who tends to watch things that are very heavy. I admit that. I'm not a let's watch Schitt's Creek for the 8th time. I'm not doing that because I'm not really a humor person when it comes to shows. Give me the heavy shit. Give me the shit that makes me think, that makes me really challenge what is going on in life right now. I want all of that. I want Black Mirror. I want all the shit that is going to make me challenge what's happening in a current environment. And this show does that in spades. It's 4 episodes that are just, it's the best, one of the best shows I've seen this year.
All right. Well, Jay has to leave us here shortly. So Jay, is first of all, if you have time, any comments on what I or Doug talked about after you spoke?
Yeah, real quick. I'm glad you mentioned the source material again. I'm excited to see Superman for that reason. I thought it was a little bit ridiculous, like you said, that some people were trying to, harp on him being an immigrant or alien when he's literally sent here from another planet by his parents. Adolescence, I have not checked out yet, but I know the backstory to it, so that's something I'll definitely look into.
There you go. Jay, what have you been up to? If you have the moment, you got something new going on, don't you?
Me, not yet. I just moved.
Yeah. Jay's an hour from me, and we still haven't hung out yet.
Yeah, but what's the Journeys with Jay? What's that?
It's still
In
melting
development?
pot in my head trying to figure it out. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I feel that. I do a little content. I feel that. Like, you have that, you put it out. Yeah. I got you.
Who knows? At some point, maybe you'll see Doug out in negative temperatures with me ice fishing.
I'll do that.
Really?
As long as I'm not sweating my ass off, I'll probably do.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I will.
Well, when you get it going, Jay, you have to come back and tell us what's going on, buddy.
Of course.
Would you like to tell us? You didn't have anything to drink notable, right?
No, I had my Amagang, and then I had a Heineken. So other than that, I'm
okay, okay. We like to do a little wrap up here, as you already know. So, any last words, Jay? Thank you for coming on, and thank you, especially in a pinch. Because I was wavering whether I was going to be here or not, and Doug, got it done. What's going on, Jay? Thank you for coming.
No, absolutely. Always a good time. Definitely had fun with the interactions and the comments coming over from YouTube and such. So appreciate all the viewers out there who were chiming in as well. And Aaron, as always, stay good.
Not if I can help it.
And I think I'll leave it where we started, and I'll say bye-bye.
You too, Jay. And congrats for getting out of Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's an honor to be here.
Yeah. And also, Jay, I still have the beer you. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll connect for that.
Yeah, for sure. Cheers.
Thanks, Jay. Bye-bye. Well, you can say bye-bye to your friends. It's other people that is.
For sure.
Anyway, Aaron, do you have any comments on what Doug and I were watching?
Haven't heard of Adolescence until Doug mentioned it like a day or two ago, but it sounds like something I would definitely be into. I'm like him. I like heavy things. Although, dude, Schitt's Creek was hilarious, but I won't watch it for a ninth time either.
That's something I would watch. That's something I would watch once and be like, "That's good, great." I'm not watching.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it again. I'm with you on that one. But Adolescence is one I need to check out. Just showing that I am a trash human. I don't like Marvel. I don't like DC. I'm not huge on superhero movies. Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy ruined anything else because those films aren't just good superhero movies. They are great movies to start with. Just period. They're wonderful. And I know that M. Night Shyamalan has his catalog is very uneven, but his Unbreakable trilogy was good. Again, a little uneven. Unbreakable
and Split, and what was the other one?
Unbreakable, Split, Glass.
You're right.
Yeah.
I would agree with you. Those are all great.
Yeah. So I'm not huge on Marvel. If Taika Waititi directed it, it's hilarious. So the two Thor movies he did are just hilarious. But my 19-year-old just saw the new Superman today, and she's like, "Dad, I don't know if you'd like it, but I think you should see it." I'm like, "So I'll go see it with her. I'll go check it out." It's just to me, Christopher Reeve, God rest his soul, will always be Superman. Even though those movies are they are so cheesy.
Yeah,
but
look when they were made. Everything was cheesy.
Yeah. Oh, I get everything was cheesy then. But it just doesn't get any better than Kneel Before Zod. I walk around the house and say that all the time to my kids.
And they have no idea anything.
Superman 2, man. Zod is the bad guy. So yeah, I'll end up checking that out eventually. But yeah.
I've seen all the Superman movies, and in my vague, non-spoiler opinion, this one harkens back to the originals, actually.
That's what my daughter said. She's like, it really captures the essence of those. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, because I don't know. I grew up with Superman. I think we all kind of grew up with Superman being the prominent one. And then, they filled in Batman and Spider-Man kind of came and surpassed them because the content that they delivered for Superman was basically, in my opinion, garbage for the most part. That Superman, Batman thing, or whatever the fuck that was horrible. And it just made like even Man of Steel. Have you seen Man of Steel?
Didn't like it.
So, and that's my point. Like, I liked Man of Steel,
Mhm.
but the results on him were mixed. If that or that movie were mixed, so then it doesn't help the lore of Superman. If that makes sense, like Superman should have super movies. That's kind of the point, and they've just been lacking. And it's been kind of weird because I think people say that like the Superman TV shows have been better than the big screen. And again, we grew up with the big screen. No offense to anybody's TV shows, but like that's weird, Aaron. Like I guess we can, we're here. It's weird how the media landscape we could just talk about has changed. Where now we're starting to get like expansive TV shows of normal blockbuster movies. The best example is Star Wars, where we're at a crossroads where it doesn't seem like there's really any kind of juice for the movies, but everybody wants to see Baby Yoda. So it's just why and Anakin and all these different ones. Boba Fett did well, and all these different ones. The Mandalorian, that's what Baby Yoda and all that. Like, it's just weird how. And then Marvel's kind of the same, where it seems like, especially recently, the Marvel movies have been a dud. But some of the Marvel shows have been, some of the things that people herald and scream about. And like, I love the, whatever it is. So I don't know if you want to comment on any of that, but it's just a weird landscape. It's especially with these, the superhero surge that we got in, Hollywood actually finding that there's a lot of source material with comic books. Who would have fucking known? Your job is literally done. All you have to do is put that on a fucking screen and let's go, right? What's up, Aaron?
Yep.
I don't know. Do you have anything on any of that, or we can go to Doug either way.
Yeah, I honestly didn't grow up with comic books. I grew, we all, and now granted, I'm in the South. I'm in a very religious family. I'm growing up during the Satanic Panic, so I'm not looking at anything right at all. So now,
Panic. Wow.
Yeah, now I feel like I'm.
Never heard of that. I may have
Oh
heard
my
of that.
gosh! Oh, Greg, we won't go into it tonight, but that was a wild time, dude.
It was
Wild time.
Well, Ozzy was mixed up in all that for sure.
Yes, he was. He was the high priest,
right,
of the whole thing. Right. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Yeah, wild stuff. But yeah.
Did Aaron freeze?
A little bit. If he comes through.
Uh-oh.
I can hear you. Can't see you.
Yeah, we can hear you. Look at that. We said Ozzy and the electric came and
like you said,
struck Aaron.
Jesus came down and struck him down.
The Prince of Darkness strikes again. Right. Ozzy was the king. He was, what would you say? Ozzy's the king. And, biting the head off a bat is not going to be helpful, dog. In your image, if you're trying to act like, and then remember they came after Ozzy for that. Remember Ozzy got sued for what song was that? Aaron would know the song, because Ozzy suicide. What is it? Daniel knows this. I told you to end your life. Yes. I wish I could, but it's too late. That is Crazy Town? Crazy Train? Anyway.
Crazy Train, maybe.
Crazy
Town was the band that did Come Come,
Crazy
My
Town.
Lady.
Crazy
Come
Train.
Come, My Lady.
It's Crazy Train for sure. I don't even.
Sugar.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's that song, no. But I told you to enjoy life. Enjoy, he said, not enjoy, and they took him to court for that shit. Yeah. I don't know, Aaron. If you can hear us, if you can, just back all the way out and come back in.
Yeah.
If possible. That usually works. Oh, I see him.
There we go.
I don't know what happened.
I hear him. It's a
I think it was
delay.
I think it was a Jack and Diet Coke.
I'm
really do.
so sorry.
It was Ozzy.
My internet
It
decided
was Ozzy.
it was Ozzy. Yeah, that was it. He's like, and my internet
Well,
went out.
We got to have you back on to talk about the Satanic Panic. Wow.
Dude, that was listen, as someone who
Absolutely,
is,
I would
Yeah,
love to do that.
yeah.
That was a hell of a childhood, literally.
I'm going to tell you, someone who is not Christian and being outside of it and hearing the Satanic Panic, being like, that is a
Am I
bunch
gone
of
again?
bullshit. No, you're here. We can see you. I'm going to say, as someone who is not religious, and it was like the Satanic Panic happened, and we were like, this is nonsense. And like the Satanic people are like, no, it's real. And we were like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know, Doug. I guess we should wrap soon. We're like 2 hours in, and Aaron is going in and out here.
I'm so sorry, fellas.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. Shit happens.
Yeah, we have, man. We're the house of technical difficulties, aren't we, Doug?
For sure.
We specialize in that shit, so it's probably just us rubbing off on you for sure. And this way we'll rub off on you. Oh, Aaron, we know what you had. You can
let's
show
hear
us
it.
again, yeah, let's see it again. Did you finish that bomb?
Apparently so.
I
Oh,
did.
He did finish that bomb. He finished
It
that
was
bomb.
terrible to the last drop. And chased it down with this. So 0 out of 10. This would get like a -3.
But it was terrible with love, though, Aaron. You got it from your wife.
Yes, it was terrible with love. So that improves the score to like -1. So
okay, right.
So yeah, and as always, this water made in a laboratory was delicious. So there you go.
Doug, did you have any water made in a laboratory? You actually did. 3 of them.
3 of them. Yeah, for sure. So so I had 3 beers. This thing, the peach Hefeweizen from Southern Tier, that was way too peachy for me. It was very overdone. Was it terrible? No. Was it good? No. So the other 2 were very good. But I'm going to say the Bare Necessities Coffee Stout was second. Also, awesome canner. That was the best canner by far. This is just super cool. And I'm usually a giant fan of canner, and that kind of changes my opinion. But the best thing I have was this Fonio Rising Pale Ale. Greg, I'll be sending you one of these. This was superb. This was really good. Really, really enjoyed that. Greg, how about you?
Excellent. And I had these 2. I had the Cold IP at the top, which was really good from Great Raised Grain out of Wisconsin. And then I had this one from Daniel Fisher. Daniel, got to this one, buddy. Round Head. The Belgian Dark. Thanks, Daniel. Thank you. Good one. And yeah, Doug. We want to thank Aaron again. Always a fun guest. We touched a lot of things today, so that was fun. It's fun to be back in full steam for a bit. And Doug, I don't know what we're doing next week. Do you?
No, I do not.
Oh, so surprise, y'all.
Surprise.
But Aaron, you have a great rest of the of your summer. And once we click exit here, we'll still be here if you would like to
hang out
around and talk. But yeah, I'm just making sure we got any wrap up any comments here, Doug. Going back to the flag thing, Jerry says make sure your flag is in good condition. I've seen so many tattered, torn flags. Like, were any of you in the sky? Nah, they weren't there, Jerry.
No, they were not.
Why are they allowed to cover their faces but let a man of color wear a hoodie over his head walking down the street? And they say that's suspicious. Yeah.
For
that.
sure.
Mhm.
What he said. I've actually just covered that. Ironheart is on the stream later, which I wasn't here. Oh, okay. I thought you might have been watching Superman thing. Did you see
Yeah.
that yet? Or I know if you didn't see it yet, then you're going to see it this weekend. So, yeah. All right. Thanks, Aaron.
Thanks, Aaron.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. It was so much fun. We'll do it again one day.
For
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. Good times. Good times.
All right.
See y'all next week.
Take care.
With
Cheers.
Bye-bye.